You're joining us this week as we start to pack the trailer for our second trip to Tennessee. It is 7 degrees today, and it's hotter in that trailer, believe me.
Every guy say when they strap stuff down, I ain't going anywhere.
Nice. I know it looks like there's lots of empty spaces, and there is, because we've got to go over to the garage where the rest of our stuff is. So we still want to leave lots of space around to pack everything smaller around these bigger pieces. I think when you're the colour of a beetroot and you feel like you're about to pass out, it's time for a break. So we've done pretty good so far. This trip's definitely harder because, of course, we're having to load it and unload it within the same week. So it's definitely more exhausting thinking about. Good girls. We're going to Tennessee. So we're on trip number 2 with the trailer full of belongings. Heading up to Tennessee. It's 2:43.
A little late start today.
Yeah, a little bit. We're tired, but it's Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're ready.
Let's do this.
It takes us about 14.5 hours with the trailer to drive from Arcadia, Florida to Crossville, Tennessee, as although our property and the new land is in Pikeville, Crossville is much easier for us to stay. We decided to stay this trip at the same hotel as we did the last one. Honestly, 1, because it's really pet friendly, 2, because we were able to have a great parking space right outside the room, and 3, because it's super reasonably priced. We were even lucky enough to have the same room as last time. So we're heading to the storage unit with our second load of belongings. This is mostly animal stuff and tools, things like that. So we're going to head there now. We've rented a second storage unit, so we're going to go and unpack this lot. Good girl. Hey down. I can never get over how green everything is here. I mean, spring has sprung here. It's absolutely gorgeous. The trees just on the way here were amazing. There was pinks and yellows and whites. We just don't get to see this in Florida, so I'm really excited. Okay, so we just got here to the storage unit and we went to reserve our unit that I'd already reserved over the phone, and apparently somehow there's been a major screw up, and because somebody else has taken that unit even though the owner had promised it to me, but she had not done the relevant paperwork where she didn't put the lock on the unit which held it for us. So the girls in the store, somebody came over here, saw there was no lock and filled it and then went over to pay. So we have just lost our second unit. Now the only other two units they've got available are tiny, like a 5x10 and a 6x10, which neither unit door is big enough to fit our mower or anything. Luckily we don't have the mower with us this trip, that was the next trip. So at the moment we just don't quite know what we're going to do, because we have got some space left in the one we packed last time, but not enough to fit the mower without having to reorganize everything. So just in the process of trying to figure out what to do. So this is our number 45 unit that we're using, or that we filled last time we were here. This one is a 10x20, which obviously is a big unit. We have this entire trailer full of stuff to unload, which everything is, a lot of the stuff at the back is huge, like the big duck coop. This is the unit that one of the units we've been given, and the other one is barely any bigger than this. I mean, literally, it's like a little tiny box. This one is it's supposed to be 5x10, but it's absolutely not. This little tiny unit, oh man, this is a nightmare. The only thing we can think to do right now, because they have no other units available, is to try and pack this one with all of the small stuff that we have, and then try and fit the couple of really big things that we have in the trailer into the other storage units. So tiny, taking a walk down to the other storage unit because Tommy seems to think that the other one is a little bit bigger. That one is a 10-foot. They've said that there was only two available left, which they said one was a 5x10, which that one isn't. That one's more like a 5x8, and then this one is a 6x10. Still a stupid, piddly, tiny doorway, which obviously we're not going to fit our mower in there. It is a little, no, not yet. It is a tiny bit bigger. So I think we're just going to have to use this one, scrap the other little one, and then wait for a bigger unit for next time and just hope to God that everything fits. Please God we can fit everything in there. This is literally a nightmare today. We have started, I mean, this could not have started off worse. There's no other storage units in the area around here, and this whole place is now full. So we have no option but to make work whatever we have today. Otherwise we're literally going to be taking stuff back with us because there's nowhere to put it. So we had to move some stuff out the way because we're trying to pack this as right up to the very, very top. And so now we're trying to get a trough that's unfortunately the very first thing we packed into that area. So we've had to move everything forward, which is super heavy. As you can see, absolutely full floor, pretty much to the ceiling and all the way back there. So this is what we're left with. We have now got to figure out how to fit all of these things into this little space here. This space, and then we've got obviously up to the ceiling if we're able to stack it carefully. God help us. So we got over here, realised that it's just not, this isn't going to work. We cannot, there's no way that this duck coop and everything's going to fit in that small space, no matter how much we pile it up. So we're now having to use the third storage unit, the little tiny one that we really didn't want to use. We're having to unload a bunch of small stuff that we can from this unit that we did last couple of weeks ago into that smaller unit, and then we're going to have to try and get the big stuff fit into here, because nothing else will fit through that tiny little door over there, which is just ridiculous. And I'm still going to now have to rent a fourth storage unit to be able to fit the big stuff in that we have on our next load, so it's not going well. This is exhausting. Hold this for long. If it starts to drop, don't let it sit on me. Yeah. I haven't got this. I have not got this. Put this down. Oh. Shit. This was awful. We are completely packed to the rafters, including the benches and this massive duck coop, which now I'm regretting bringing, although I know we need it. Ever had one of those days where you just wish you stayed in bed? Yeah, today's one of those days for sure. Storage unit number 1. Storage unit number 2. Storage unit number 3. We come out to the property today. We didn't have anything else to do today really, and we decided to explore the woods a little bit more. We actually just met the neighbours who have bought 2 tracks behind us, who are from Pennsylvania, a really nice couple. They have horses and dogs, so they're going to be moving up here, not anytime soon, but it's more of their retirement plan, so that's really cool. And now we've just come down, we're going to follow the streams, the natural cut-through streams, because we wanted to know kind of where the water goes on this property, and especially through the woods. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll follow it. So this is, it gets pretty deep up here. It's obviously washing out a lot of the tree roots. We are now right kind of in the middle of the wooded area that you probably saw on the last video. And I've actually not been up to the middle of these woods before. So I am heading up this super steep part to where this all levels out. So obviously the water comes all the way down there and follows that track to the bottom, and then that's where it comes out into like the grassy area, and that's where we were last time. So I'm going to continue up this hill. Oh, go, keep going. Good girl. My little trailblazer. Wow. This is, I haven't been to this bit before. This is right in the middle of the woods. So I'm going to get up to this. It all flattens out and it's just beautiful. Wow. This is so cool. So where we are in relation, behind me is going to be would be the road. And then when we go up this hill over here, it was where we did the first mark of the post up there somewhere on that hill. And then over this way is where, over here is on the top of the hill, is where the old manure spreader is. And then it goes we have all of these woods here, and then that's going to the hill where the house will be, over near this tree over here. And then following it down is where it goes all the way down into the open meadow where the horses will be. So this area is kind of like just another oasis, another bonus area on this 11 acres. I tell you what, it's so funny. Every time we come out here, we discover something new. And it's amazing, you know, by buying this and not knowing all what was actually here. But all of this is gorgeous in here. I mean, literally you could have another house in here and no one would even see you. Oh yeah, let's walk over to the top of the hill. So when we go to the top here, looking downward is the area that Mum and Dad want to build something on. So we'll see that one from the top. So much ground cover in here too. There's been a lot of cows through here too, because you can see a lot of cow manure. Wow. Yeah, it's not steep up here at all until you get to the top, and then you realise just how high up you are on the land. So from here you're looking directly down towards the gate area over here. There's a gate right there. And then over on this kind of slope and hill beyond the woods is where Mum and Dad wanted to build their house. So panning back, wow, it's really gorgeous in here. Can't believe I haven't been up here before. Yeah, it shows you just how much we explored this land. We just kind of saw the pasture. We just went, okay, there's a hill to build a house and there's a field for the horses. But it's really gorgeous. So we're up in these woods and I just found this really cool tree. Now, if anybody's into gardening, I've been looking into these hugelkultur beds, and it's basically where you put all of this rotted material, I mean it's well rotted material, into the beds to begin with, and as it breaks down it creates food for your plants. So you put in all the rotted wood, you put in leaves, sticks, everything, and then you put your compost and your topsoil on the top of that. So not only does it fill up the beds a lot better, so you're not having to rely on so much soil and compost, but you also have this amazing food that is rotting down and turns into nice nutrition for the plants. So I mean, this is, look at that, it is food for the plants, it's nutrition. Oh, so he's listening to me. But wow, this is actually, look at that. That is the organic matter. Not only does it smell gorgeous, but it is moist and dreamy for plant food. Wow, this property, we just put the shovel in the ground a little while ago and there were so many worms, it was unbelievable. We'll have to do that again, show you, but wow, this has so much nutrition in it. It's so cool. Can't wait to plant my gardens. This is the inside of the down tree. That is so cool. Look at that. Neat. We're What'd you find?
Gold.
Gold. Gold rush. There definitely could be something that would kill you, but I doubt there was gold. So now we're going to follow the hollow. Loads of rocks and stuff here. And one of my favourite things. Oh wow, look at that. You can see. Oh, there's Bill. Oh, you didn't see him? That was full of worms. Like earthworms.
Yeah, they went in.
Wow. This honestly is such good soil. Our neighbour, one of our neighbours is just coming up, so we're going to go and have a chat with him. Even though we got off to a very rough start with the storage unit on Friday, Saturday was a beautiful day at the land. We really enjoyed ourselves, and you know, we're now back in Florida, safe and sound, ready to reload the trailer for a third time. So hopefully you'll join us again for our next video to see what we're up to.